When a pope dies, the Roman Catholic Church begins a series of elaborate rituals that mark the end of one's papacy and the start of the next. Seth Olale takes us through a guide to what will happen next following the death of Pope Francis.
With the Pope's Camerlengo or Chamberlain, Irish-American Cardinal Kevin Farrell having officially confirmed Pope Francis' death by traditionally tapping the pontiff's head 3 times with a silver hammer and calling out his baptismal name 3 times, his next move is sealing the Pope's private apartment and prepares the pontiff's funeral. The Pope's Chamberlain and 3 assistants chosen by lot from among the cardinal electors decide when the Pope's coffin will be taken into St. Peter's Basilica for public viewing. They also make sure the Pope's fisherman's ring and his lead seal are destroyed to prevent forgery. Mourning rites last 9 days after the death announcement, with the date of the funeral and burial to be decided by the cardinals. The funeral would normally be expected to be held 4 to 6 days after the death in St. Peter's Square. But unlike his predecessors, the late Pope Francis stated that he will not be laid to rest in the crypt of St. Peter's Basilica. Instead, he said he would be buried in Rome's St. Mary Major Basilica. Popes are traditionally buried in a casket of cypress wood, sealed inside a larger lead casket, and then covered with an outer pine box. The College of Cardinals oversees the day-to-day business during the interregnum. Much of the Central Church administration grinds to a halt. The conclave to elect a new pope starts in the Vatican's Sistine Chapel between 15 and 20 days after the pope's death. The cardinals, confined to the Vatican for the duration of the conclave, decide the exact day of voting. They will stay in the hotel apartment on Vatican grounds where Pope Francis chose to live. 135 cardinals under the age of 80 will take part in the secret ballot. There are currently 252 Catholic cardinals, but others are over the age of 80, which means they cannot take part in the election of a new pope. Although they can join in the debate over who should be selected. Europe leads with 53 cardinal electors, Asia 23, North America 20, Africa 18, South America 17, and Oceania 4. Kenya's John Cardinal Njue is ineligible to participate in the election of the next pope, as he is reportedly 81 years old. Tanzania will be represented in the papal succession race. Cardinal Protas Rugambwa, who is 65 years old and was recently appointed a cardinal by Pope Francis, is properly eligible to vote. Out of the 135 cardinal electors, 109 of the eligible cardinals were appointed by Pope Francis, 22 were appointed by the late Pope Benedict, while 5 were appointed by the late John Paul II. The cardinal electors need a majority of at least 2/3 plus 1 to elect the new pope, so the voting can take several rounds spread over numerous days. When the conclave has finally elected a pope, he is asked if he accepts and what name he wishes to take. Once this is done, he dons the papal vestments and sits on a throne in the Sistine Chapel to receive the other cardinals who file up to pay homage and pledge obedience. A Vatican official then burns the paper ballots with special chemicals to make white smoke pour out of the chapel's chimney to announce a new pope has been elected.
Annuncio vobis gaudium magnum, habemus papam.
Black smoke indicates an inconclusive vote. The new pope then appears in his papal robes and gives the crowd his blessings through the Urbi et Orbi, which translates to the city of Rome and the world. Seth Olale, Citizen TV.